All right, we have officially made it. Welcome to the gold medal game of the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. It's Canada and the United States one more time. We're getting a rematch. They had an absolute barn burner on Canada Day with the U.S. picking up a huge win to stay undefeated at the World Juniors so far, 13-12. They've got to do it again if they want a chance to go home with the gold medal. Canada on home soil trying to do the exact opposite. As you can see them in their huddle. We've got a loaded barn here in Brooks. It is going to be an absolutely incredible game. Let's take you through our starting goaltenders. In between the pipes for Canada, it's going to be Dane Stiefel. So far on the World Juniors, 2-1-0 with an .865 save percentage, 6.4 goals against average. In between the pipes for the USA, it is Beck Hagen, 2-0-0 with a .794 save percentage, 6.5 goals against average. Getting us underway in the opening draw, it's going to be Giovanni Baggio for the U.S. On the other side, Ryder Douglas. 60 minutes. World Juniors, gold on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially underway. Canada taking the opening draw. Maxwell Lister on the attack. On the right side, things will get set up with Michael Dick. The Chaos player sending this one back up to the top. Materi now. Down the left side. Brandon McNally had 5 goals against the U.S. in their first encounter. Stopped by Hagen. Kuzma now the other way, the captain of the United States. He's going to wait for a screen, sending it down the right. Greg Orrick at the top, defended by Weaselfat. They'll go down into the corner. Drew Norris with the ball. He had the opener. Back on Canada Day. High shot, Gabois. The U.S. take the lead early. Just 40 seconds into the gold medal game. Fisher Gabois, his 13th goal of the World Juniors. Face-off infraction called on Canada. They'll hand it off to the USA. Norris down the left side, setting up is Gabois. He sees a lane. He won't take it. Back outside we go. 20-second shot clock for the U.S. Setting up Gabois. He'll wait for a screen from Greg Orrick. Down the right side over to Stearns. Stearns walking his way in. 10-second shot clock. Back up to the top. Sebastian walking in down the left side. Back up to the top once again. The U.S. will get turned away. Stiefel making a stop for Canada. Forrest down the left side. Maxwell Lister over half for Canada. Connor Materi. Back along the wall is Michael Dick. Back to the top, Archer Hunt. Down the left side, Dash Robijan. Didn't play in Canada's first game against the U.S. That'll be a turnover. Ryan down the left side. He's going to slow up. Canada quick to get back on defense. The U.S. sending out their attack. Just 2 minutes gone, 1-0 for the U.S. Off an early goal by Fisher Gabois. Up at the top, winding up off a few helmets and out. As the U.S. 10-second shot clock, they need to do something. Down low, that shot by Pazinza won't go. Back down the floor, over and back on the U.S. Canada getting a bit of time in the offensive zone here. They'll start with it up at the top. Ballistin is going to head down the right side. Dick now on the left. McNally defended by Schultz. He's going to walk it back up to the top off a Screen, sending it down the right. Hunt. 10-second shot clock. McNally takes some wax from Schultz to the top. Cutting through. He'll score! Canada ties it at 1. Brandon McNally, his 11th goal of the World Juniors. We'll get ready for another face-off. We're tied right back up. Kosher absolutely leveled at center. It's going to be U.S. ball as it's handed off to Tyler Sebastian. He's defended by the captain Forrest. Down the right side, Gregor. Back along the wall. Setting up Drew Norris. Cross to Sebastian. He'll wire it on. Blocked and sent wide by Canada. Sebastian back into the corner. 15-second shot clock for the U.S. He had 5 against Canada on Canada Day. Back outside Norris. On the outside, the U.S. trying to set up. Taking it back behind the goal. 3-second shot clock right in front. Gabois goes low. Stopped by Stiefel. Carter Foote will take it down the floor for Canada. Materi up high on the right side. He's only played 2 games at the World Juniors so far. This will be his third. He has 9 points. McNally on the outside, defended by Bird. He's going to take a whack. Back down the right. Dick. He's going to wait. Fires it on. Stopped and turned away. Canada is going to get the rebound. Fresh shot clock. Heading down the right. Dick charges the lane. Goes high. Stopped by Hagen. Going the other way. The U.S. slow over half. Silva with it up at the top. Pazinza going down the wall. Back up to Gabois. Pazinza once again, across the floor to Sebastian. He'll take the screen, up to the top, fires it on, turned away by Strove, blocked by Canada. The U.S. will get a fresh shot clock, 25 seconds. Back up to the top, Sebastian. Down the right, he'll fire, he'll score. Dominic Terrazzano gives the U.S. another lead. Good for Terrazzano's 11th goal of the World Juniors so far. He's averaged 5 points a game for the U.S. We'll get ready for another draw. Canada won the first, the U.S. the second. U.S. will win the third. Kuzma crossing the half line. He'll send it down the right. Greg Orick starting up at the top for the U.S. Pazinza. Down the right side, Terrazzano. Back to Gregor. Down the left, Pazinza to the corner. That's Sebastian. He'll walk in. Blocked and turned away by Carter Foote. Sebastian back up at the top. Down the left side, Gregor. Up to the top, Norris. Norris will walk in off the screen. Terrazzano cuts. He didn't hit him. Norris across the floor finds, I believe that's Greg Orick. He won't be able to get that pass to go. Over and back called on the U.S. On the right side, Hunt up to Wong. McNally will move it on the attack. Screen by Monroe, goes in. He's going to charge the lane, stopped by Hagen. The U.S. on the pickup in the corner. They'll head down the left side. Bird with it up at the top. Handing this one off to one of the U.S.'s goal scorers, Gabois. He'll slow up down the right side. That's Stearns. Winding up this one. Back behind the goal. Missing on that try. It'll land back with Greg Orick. 10-second shot clock. They'll fire it on. It stops Stiefel. Stiefel trying to hit Scrove down the right side. Missing on the pass. The U.S. will get the ball back. Gone down low. U.S. over half. Kuzma He's going to get pushed back over. Won't take the ball with him. Avoids the over and back. Sebastian missing on his pack. Terrazzano on the right side. Norris trying to move across the top. Cross to Pazinza. Won't be able to hold on. That's out of play on the U.S. McAllister over to Matisho. McAllister down the right to Dick. Dick along the wall. He's getting a screen from Materi. He'll reset to Hunt, who winds up, passes it across to Robichon. Dash Robichon to the top, won't fire, passing it back over to Dick. Screen by Materi, hits him on the cut, goes high, won't beat Hagen. Heading down the left side, Baggio over half for the U.S. Decides to walk back out over to Gabois. At the top, Sebastian directing traffic for the U.S. Down the right side, winding up Stearns. He'll miss on his try. Back over to Sebastian on the left side. To the top comes Norris. Down the right, they'll cut in. Stiefel gets the stop for Canada. He's looking for options, finds a long one. Monroe gets his pass picked off. The U.S. captain taking it down the floor. Sebastian to Stearns. He had a foot in the crease. Canada will get the ball back. Matisho will walk it over half. He'll hand this one off. Ballistin down the wall. 7.5 to go here in the first quarter. Down the left side, Brandon McNally. He sees a lane. He'll take it in off the crossbar and out. Ballistin fighting for it along the wall. Back behind the goal. He'll get the pickup. 3 seconds to go. Fresh shot clock coming up for Canada. Ballistin down the left side. Monroe to the wall. That's Wong. He wants a screen. He's going to go one-on-one with Ryan. It'll get knocked off his stick. Popped up. Monroe battling. Grabbed by Schultz. The U.S. head the other way. Crossing the half line. Schultz over to Gabois. He'll have it at the top for the U.S. Shot 6-5, favoring the away team in blue. Gabois. He'll miss on that. Trying to land back in the middle. Knocked down. McAllister going to the corner to try and pick it up. Along the wall. Battling Sebastian. He'll get a little bit of help from Bar Hemsig. Down the right side. McAllister hands it off to Dick. He'll go down the right, defended by Tosher. Dick, cross the floor. We'll take it back into the corner instead. Up at the top, Hunt winds up, fires it on, stopped by Hagen. Heading back the other way. The U.S. on the attack, Baggio. Up at the top, he'll find Drew Norris. Norris over to Liam Gregoric. Down the left side. Back to the top. 10-second shot clock. Up to Gregor. Back to Stearns. Stearns looking for an option. He's going to try and make one himself. Ends up losing the ball as he'll miss on that try. Heading the other direction on the charge is Hunter Scrove. As McNally on the far side won't risk it. He'll wait up. Fakes the handoff to Ballistin. Sends it to Hunt at the top. McNally has to reach the one hand over for it, but he'll find it. In front, Monroe. Down the middle. Stopped by Hagen. Gone now. 2-on-1 for the U.S. Screened by Sebastian. Gone goes low. The U.S. find a 2-goal lead here in the first quarter. Kyle Gone. What a time to find his first of the World Juniors. And it was a pretty selfless play there by the U.S.'s point leader in Tyler Sebastian, setting the screen on the 2-on-1, giving Gone the 1-on-0 in a sense, in on the goaltender, trusting his teammate to score. Taking it back over half, Schultz. Back up at the top to Gabois. Down the right. He'll take it to the corner to Sebastian. Back up to Gregoric. Down the right, Terrazzano. Walks his way in, goes low, Stiefel sprawls, they'll score again. The U.S. on fire in the first quarter. Canada now down by 3, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Schultz picking it up. And at the half line for the U.S. He's going to find Sebastian. Down the left side, Gabois. Cross to Gregoric. Down the right side, finds Norris. Norris behind the goal. Stearns goes high. He'll score one more time. The U.S. 4 straight. Timeout called by Canada. And you can see the celebration in the U.S. section. This is the exact start they wanted. Just 10 minutes into the first quarter. Canada needing to react quickly here, as the U.S. have certainly shown they are the best offensive team in this tournament. You don't want to get into a track meet with them. Dane Stiefel returning to his crease. He has been absolutely electric for Canada so far in the World Juniors. Not the start to the gold medal game that he might have wanted. Canada needing him to bounce back quick. Tosher up at the top. Spinning off the defender. The U.S. take the draw here as they'll hand this one off to Tyler Sebastian. Down the left side, Gabois. Up to the top, Gregoric. To Gabois. Walks in. Gregoric at the top. That'll get tipped wide. Parker Forrest sending this one over. Sebastian. That'll get sent up high. Barhemsing crossing the line for Canada. Barhemsing to Wong. In the corner, that's Hunt. Hunt. Back to the top. Materi. Hunt with it once again. Walks in slow. Back to the corner. That's Dick. Cross the floor. He'll fire it on. Turned away. Dick with the pickup. Back in the corner. Fresh shot clock for Canada. On the wing with it. He'll take this one back down low. Waiting for a chance. Back up to the top. Materi. Materi looking for options. 15 seconds. Up to Wong at the top. Misses on that reception. Hunt able to avoid an over and back. 10 seconds for Canada. Dick to the top of the zone. Screen from Balliston. 3 seconds to go. He'll get knocked down. That'll get sent out of play. The U.S. getting ready to take it over half. Sebastian at the top. Cross the top. Bazin's on the shot. Goes back wide. Caught by Canada on the breakout. Taken down the floor by Maxwell Lister. He'll have it up at the top. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. The U.S. up 5-1 after a real strong start. Canada on the back foot. Down the right side, Hunt. He'll try and take it across the center. Screen by Dick. On the far side, spinning is Monroe. He'll take it high. Canada finds number 2. Jevin Monroe with his third of the World Juniors. And it was a great play as well, going high over top of the shoulder of Beck Hagen. Tosher in the draw. It was won by the U.S., maybe stolen by Canada, but picked up by Schultz. He'll pick it up for the U.S. At the top, trying to evade that over and back. Down the left side, Sebastian. He'll move his way away from the Canada captain. On the right side, Greg Orick. Across the floor, Sebastian. To the top, off the screen from Hall. Turned away, blocked by Forrest. 4 seconds to go. Over back, waved off as it's just sent back around the boards. Canada will get their offense on the floor. Dick on the right side. He'll send it up to Balliston. Over to Dick. He'll walk his way through center, firing it on Hagen. Able to sprawl and stop it. Hagen has stopped 8 of 10 so far here as we approach the end of the first quarter. Gabois taking some whacks in the arm. The U.S. trying to set up their offense. Just a little over 10 seconds on their shot clock. On the right side, Stearns tries to hit Pazinza on the far side. Blocked and taken away. Canada on the fast break, heading towards the goal. Maxwell Lister has to outrun the defender, wasn't able to get there. The U.S. down the left side. Schultz, cross half, less than a minute to go here. At the top, Pazinza. 15 seconds to Gregor, down the right. Terrazzano, back up to Gregor. Fired on. Stiefel on the stop. Rebound, Gregoric. Fresh shot clock for the U.S. They're going to get the last play of the quarter if they want it. In front, Terrazzano. Across the floor to Sebastian. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 15 on the game clock. Sebastian turned away. Blocked by Stiefel. Back along the outside. Pazinza at the top. 5 seconds. The U.S. will end up giving up the ball, and that will do it for the first quarter. 5-2, favoring the U.S. We're going to head to a short break. Still 3 quarters to go here in the gold medal. You're watching the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Brooks, Alberta. All right, we're about to get back underway here. Second quarter of the gold medal game between Canada and the United States. It's McAllister and Tosher at center floor, about to get us underway. Face-off infraction called on Canada. The U.S. will get the first offensive possession of the second quarter. Norris at the top, sending it down the left side. Gregor to Gabois. Sebastian playing the corner. Back behind the goal. In front, Gabois was looking at his second. Stiefel turns him away. Forrest now down the left side. Cross half. Canada setting up their offense. In the first game between these two teams, Wong trying to hit McNally on the far side. Stolen back, Wong along the boards. The U.S. outshot Canada by almost 30 shots. Total of 70-43. So far here today, it's a lot closer after one quarter. 12-11, still favoring the U.S. Silva up at the top. Down the left side. Gregoric at the top of the floor. Setting up. Down the right side. Walking in, Norris back across the floor, missing on it. Pazinza, 2-second shot clock. The U.S. will run out of time. Lot on the right side. Canada trying to set up their offense. It's Norris directing traffic as he runs off and gets another defender out there. Hunt. Back down the right. Materi. Screen by Dick. Kuzma not able to get the stop. Tosher will get the steal down low for the U.S. Taking it back the other way. Schultz. At center. Terrazzano finds Hall. The U.S. with the first of the second quarter. McAllister and Tosher. Pinned by McAllister. Tosher going back to get it. Will be grabbed by Schultz. The U.S. heading down the right side. Up at the top. Gregor loses the ball. Schultz down the right. Looking for a way to send it off the wall. Gregoric at the top. Stearns. Gregor to Sebastian. Walking in, goes low, Stiefel sprawls, gets a little bit of help. As going to pick that one up was Carter Foote. Foote, a long pass, finds Balliston alone in the defensive zone. The U.S. getting their defense back out on the floor. Balliston up the right, Hunt at the top. 15-second shot clock for Canada. Hunt. Firing it on is Monroe. Getting in front of it, hanging on the stop, Balliston. Now heading back the other way. The U.S. on the fast break. All alone, Gabois goes high. Stiefel can't get in front of it. The U.S. go up by 5. The U.S. averaged 20 goals per game in the round robin, leading the World Juniors, and we are seeing every bit of that high-powered offense here in the gold medal. Face-off won by the U.S. up high. Heading down the right side, Tosher. Gabois at the top. down the right side. Norris setting it up. He's going to look for options. Sends it back down the left. Pazinza back to Sebastian. Screen Gabois. Down the right, Norris. Back along the left side. Gregor can't stop it. Landing back in the corner after it went out of play. Scrove on the left side. He'll work off a screen from Robijan. Back up to the top, McNally. McNally with Canada's only one of the game so far. Up high. That one shot off Hagen and back into the corner. Ryan with the pickup. Back down the floor, Schultz. He'll cross half. Gabois on the far side. Hands it off to Stearns. Down the right side. Stearns taking a few whacks in the arm from Maxwell Lister. To the top, Norris. Down the left side. Pazinza setting up Sebastian. He'll walk in. He'll fire. Turned away on the screen by McAllister. 3 seconds to go. Gabois trying to fight for it. It'll be swatted back into the corner. McAllister having a go with Sebastian. And it looks like they're going to take both. It looked like we were going to get our first power play of the game. Instead, we're going to get a bout of 4-on-4. And we'll see how both of the teams react here. Canada down by 5 early. Need to put their rally caps on quick. Both Sebastian and McAllister will sit for 2. On the right side, Materi finds a lane, goes for it. He'll get taken down trying to jump through the slot. Hold on the U.S. Silva's heading to the box. We're going to get a minute 49 of 4-on-3. Power play coming up for Canada. Starting at the top. The MVP of the tournament for Canada, arguably, Brandon McNally. Down the left side with it. Cross the Dick. Walking in. Takes a few whacks, goes back out wide. Dick. Up to McNally. Cross to Dick at the top. Behind the back pass. Materi dives for it. Off the crossbar. McNally. Materi's down in the crease. We've got a hand in the air. The U.S. heading to the box again. That'll extend Canada's 5-on-3. As we get a penalty shot, if I'm seeing this right. So Canada will keep their 5-on-3 after this for as long as it was already set up to be. Dick will take it from the top. Canada needing this one bad. Dick will start at center. Down the right side, slow approach, making his way towards Hagen. Walking in, goes low, he'll score! Michael Dick on the penalty shot. Gets a big one for Canada. It's going to be 4-on-3 after the goal. Ryder Douglas in the draw across from Tosher. as there is some confusion on the floor as they're trying to iron out what exactly the case should be. They're letting Silva out of the box. Sebastian will head back over. So, as far as I can tell, nothing will be changing for the amount of players on the floor. It's still a power play for Canada. 4 on 3. They just scored on a penalty shot. It would help them out a ton if they can find one on the power play. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Face-off will be won by the U.S., or at least sweep back into their own zone. Schultz with it at half. Down the right side. A big hit at center. Tosher spins through the defense. McAllister and Forrest go to work in the corner trying to get the ball from him. He'll go down. And the home crowd here excited to see the physicality in the corner, as we'll see a few players getting knocked down. That's Parker Forrest hitting the floor. And it looks like 2 more players will be heading to the box. The refs deciding to just take both, as they're still talking this one over. It's Schultz, I believe, and Forrest. As we get another look at that, and you can see Forrest just took down Schultz real quick in the corner. Or no, Schultz came in afterwards and went for it. Forrest and Schultz both arguing their cases as they walk over to the box. Both wearing letters for their respective teams. As we've got a bit of a party going on. 2 for Canada, 3 for the U.S. in the box. Both teams still trying to figure out what the outcome of this is going to be. It looks like they're calling for 4 on 4. It's McNally coming back to explain it to his squad. Canada sends out 4. The U.S. Or no, it's 4 on 3 after that. So the coincidentals will not change the power play that Canada already have. Stearns up at the top. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. The U.S. with a 4-goal lead after a very strong first quarter. Gabois on the outside, taking a few whacks from Lott. He'll go back to the corner. Trying to set up, 3 seconds to go. Diving for it, Gabois will score. Fisher Gabois continues to add to his total. And that's a shorthanded goal for the U.S. as well. Back up at the top. Ryan with it. He's going to hand this one off to Greg Orrick. On the right side, Douglas will take him. Tosher will walk his way across the floor. Waits for a screen from Greg Orrick. Tosher charges the lane. Back behind, Greg Orrick running out of shot clock. That'll go wide. Canada on the pickup. Barr-Hemsing crossing the half line. McNally with it at the top. Dick to the corner, Materi. Canada only 10 seconds left on their shot clock and their power play. McNally down the left side. Back behind the goal, diving for it, blocked by Hagen. Rebound, picked up and scoring. Or no, they're going to call it off. The U.S. heading the other direction. Gone with it at the top. Norris down the left side. Back up to Stearns. Down the right. Norris with it now. He'll try and walk in. Knocked off his stick. Foot picking it up for Canada. Trying to outrun Sebastian as well as Stearns. Cross half. Foot to the corner. Dick setting up. Back up high. Robichon. McNally with it. Over once again to Dick. Balliston on the screen. Dick down the middle. He'll send it backwards. Balliston goes off the crossbar and out of play. It's given back to Canada. At the top, Hunt. Over to Dick again. Screen Balliston. He's clearing traffic. Hand in the air. Canada's heading to the power play. Dick back behind the goal. McNally. Tosher on the outside. Up high, McNally walks in, goes low, can't beat Hagen. As we get a hand in the air. It's a hold. The U.S. heading back to the box. Wong down the right side. Canada setting up their power play. Dick to the top, Wong. Down the left side, McNally. Up high, Wong. Walks in, doesn't shoot. Cross the right side, Materi at the top. Up high, Wong. Goes low, misses on the shot, bounces in front. Going is Monroe. He wouldn't be able to get through the traffic. It'll go back the other way. Tosher, the U.S. with their offense out there, shorthanded. On the right side, Stearns directing traffic for the U.S. 15-second shot clock. Down the right side. Getting pushed wide, Stearns. That'll land right in front of Stiefel. Scrove back the other way. He'll hand this one off to McNally. At the top, Wong on the right side. Dick down low, Materi. Over to Robichon. At the top, Wong walks in, fakes out the defender. Up to McNally, who goes low. Stopped by Hagen. Heading back down the floor, Silva. 5 minutes to go in the first half. U.S. up 8-3. Back behind the goal, Weaselfat going to try and pick it up. Foot. It'll be given back to the U.S. Norris, a high pass to Sebastian. 20 seconds left. The U.S. letting their penalty kill waste down. Sebastian, defended by Weaselfat. Sebastian around the outside. Across the floor to Norris. Missing on that pass. The U.S. heading the other direction now. Foot over half. Up at the top. Robichon. Up to Hunt. Down the right side. Dick. Screen from Materi. Cuts his way through. Goes high over the net. Kuzma picks it up for the U.S. Down the floor, Silva. They'll head in on the attack. Into the corner. Norris. He'll fake the handoff to Greg Orick. Down the left. At the top. Firing it high and out of play. It'll land in the netting. Heading up the floor, Maxwell Lister. Scrove on the left side, screened by McNally. At the top, Wong. He'll wait for help from Scrove. Screens there. It'll bounce off a stick and land back in the corner. Bouncing through center, picked up and taken out by Balliston. Running out of shot clock is Canada. Balliston at the top. It'll be given back to the U.S. on the illegal screen. Gone at the top. Sebastian down the right. Terrazzano. Gabois on the left side, off to Sebastian, off the screen, walks in, gets by Douglas, can't get by Lott. Up to the top, Gabois fires it on, stopped by Stiefel. It's loose. Norris can't get it. It'll roll back to the corner. Fresh shot clock for the U.S. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Sebastian, Terrazzano losing the ball at the top. It's a double team from Canada. In front, going high, missing on it was Hall. Douglas trying to split through the U.S. He'll get the pickup on the wall, heading back down the floor. Douglas to Dick on the right side. He won't take it. He'll just restart in the corner. Canada sending out their offense. 2:45 to go. Charging through, stopped by Hagen. Down the left side. He'll be sent right back. Running out of time. He'll get it over before their 10 seconds expire, as it'll land with Greg Orrick on the right side. To Stearns, down the left. Sebastian, stopped by Stiefel. And it looks like Forrest is heading to the penalty box here. Parker Forrest will sit for a dead ball foul. The Canadian fans letting the refs know how they feel about it. Heading down the right, Terrazzano. On the left side, Sebastian. To the top, Gabois. Screen, Sebastian. Gabois misses on that. He'll go back out. Gabois on the pickup at high. He'll bounce off Matisho for Canada. Nearly stolen. Back by Barhemsing. He'll roll it over half. Picked up by the U.S. That's going to be given back to Canada. They'll get 30 seconds on their shot clock to try and waste down this American power play. The U.S. 68% on the power play so far on World Juniors. It has been lethal. Dick on the right side, up to McNally once again. Down the left, Wong. Wong takes it to the top. Back to McNally. On the outside, firing it on. He'll get the cover. Terrazzano down the right, Schultz. Over to Sebastian on the left side. He's going to hand this one off. Hall with it to Sebastian. 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Down the right. Norris to Sebastian. He'll miss on that try. 5 seconds to go. Norris with another try. Blocked by Gabois that time. That'll do it for their shot clock. Canada will get it in the offensive zone. 29 seconds to go on Forrest's penalty. Canada will get enough time on their shot clock to waste all of it down. Hunt to Monroe. Up at the top. Robichon. He's going to play this one slow. Cross to Dick. On the right side. Dick walks his way in. Takes it to the corner. 10 seconds to go. Tries the wraparound. Sends it low. Gets his own rebound. Walks in. Fires it low. Stopped by Hagen. What a solo effort there by Michael Dick. It'll be given back to Canada. 21 seconds to go. 1 second left on their penalty kill. Parker Forrest getting ready to leave the box. Canada getting the last possession of the first half. Back up to the top, Robichon. going down the right. They'll set up here. Screen. In front goes Matisho. He'll get taken down. The U.S. will get it back. 8 seconds to go. Time for one shot. Kuzma to Gregorek. Spins his way in. Goes low. Stopped by Stiefel. And that'll do it for the first half of the gold medal game here at the World Juniors. It's Canada and the United States 8-3 after 30 minutes. We're going to head down the tunnel for 10 whole minutes here and get back to you in just a little bit. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back to the gold medal game here at the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. It's Canada and the United States, the U.S. up 8-3 after a very strong first half. We'll have to see how halftime changes things. Both teams having to go down the tunnel and rethink their strategy. First half went. We'll get ready for the opening draw. It's going to be Douglas across from Tosher. The referees talking with head coach Jared Kapner for Canada. There was a conversation at the end of that first half had between Canada and the referees here. It looks like whatever the problem was, they've talked it over and made a decision. Canada needing to have a much better second half here. 30 minutes between us and deciding who will be taking the gold medal home here in Brooks, Alberta. Tosher taking the draw here to start off the second half. Schultz with it at the top for the U.S. Greg Orick on the right side. Defended by Forrest. That's a high hit. No call on the play. Down the right, Stearns. On the outside, Norris. He's going to take a few whacks. Greg Orick. Down the left side, Sebastian. Cuts the lane. Gabois goes down the middle. On the outside, 1 second to go. They'll run out a shot clock. Power play coming up for the U.S. as Gabois taken out by Carter Foote. Canada survived a penalty kill by the U.S. right at the end of that first half. They'll need to do it one more time to start off the second. Gabois will take it from the top. At center. Handing this one off to Stearns. Terrazzano. Hall back to Gabois. Cross the right side, Stearns. To the top, Gabois. Terrazzano. Over to Hall. He'll fire. He'll score. The U.S. find their ninth on the power play. Number 9, coming from number 9, Layden Hall. The U.S. will score the first of the second half, just a minute into it. Tosher down the left side. Kuzma to Norris at the top, takes a whack from Archer Hunt. Down the left side. Gabois at the top, Pazinza. He'll send it over to Gregor to Pazinza. 10-second shot clock for the U.S. Long shot turned away by Stiefel. This will work its way around the wall. Tossed into the crowd there. Canada will get the ball. Taking it across the floor. Maxwell Lister for Canada. In the corner. Balliston to the top. Monroe. That's McNally. Down the left side, he'll take the lane off the crossbar. The U.S. trying to head down the left side. Chisholm on the attack. Gone up at the top. Handing it off to Tyler Sebastian. Down the middle, turned away. Douglas going into the corner. Picked up by Norris, caught by Stiefel. Stiefel will load up. He's looking at Matisho down the right side. Matisho trying to outrun that American double team. Now sending it down the left side with it. Into the corner. Dick. Up to the top. Monroe. Down the left side. Robichon. To the top again. Splitting straight down the middle. He's just going to dump this one right in. Down the near side. Kuzma takes a heavy hit from Foot. The U.S. needing to get over the half line. Kuzma down the right. He'll just barely get over in time. Stearns down the middle. Firing it on. Turned away by Stiefel. Stiefel. Bounce pass to Foot along the wall. Caught by Forrest instead. Foot. He's feeling that one as he goes off the floor. Ballistin. On the right side. Ballistin puts this one on. Turned away by Hagen. Hagen has been electric in between the pipes for the U.S. so far, stopping 20 of 23. Gone on the right side. Stuck in the corner. McNally trying to get the pick up. He'll swan it back behind the American goal. We get a whistle. A cross check is coming up. Heading to the box is the U.S. Power play for Canada. Brandon McNally getting ready to take it from the top. He had the opening goal for Canada. Up at the top, McNally to Dick. On the right side, back behind the goal, Materi. Dick to the top. McNally, he'll score! Brandon McNally finds number 4 for Canada. And McNally will jump into the U.S. section after the goal. Ryder Douglas. Picked up by Tosher. Stolen back by Canada. At the top, Dick down the right side. On the attack. Canada trying to do something on the fast break here. They're going to slow up. Forrest heading off the floor. Out comes Hunt and Ballistin at the top. Ballistin thought he saw a lane. Goes down the right with Dick instead. Dick. Screen from Hunt. Back to the top. He'll wait. Sending it to Ballistin. Into the corner again. Hunt. Straight down the middle. He'll go for it. Gets taken down. It'll be given to the U.S. Tosher. At the half line. Sebastian. Greg Orrick down the right side. Norris to the corner. Terrazzano. Pazinza down the left. Sebastian. He'll set a screen. Up to the dump goes Greg Orrick. Norris bobbles. He'll have to fight for it along the wall. 3-second shot clock for the U.S. He'll get the pickup. Walks it to the top. Fires it on. Carter Foot heading back down the other way for Canada. Heading down the right side, Materi. Materi spins off one defender. Looking for options, finds one at the top in Wong. McNally. He's going to go one-on-one with Silva. McNally goes high, turned away by Hagen. Rebounds there. They'll score. No, they will not. Waved off. They'll say they took a step in the crease. The U.S. back the other way. The Canadian crowd not too happy about that last call. Weasel Fat heading back the other direction after the U.S. forced to give it up on the illegal screen. Dick on the right side. He's going to wait for some help. Schultz. Hunt now. He'll go down the right. Takes this one in on Schultz. Takes a whack in the arm. Up to Dick again. 10 seconds to go. Hunt. Screen. down the right. Dick back behind the goal. Tried the wraparound, 5 seconds. They're going to call him on the crease. Schultz back behind the goal. Sebastian on the left side. He'll go back out. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Down the right. Stearns jumps the lane. They'll say he took a step in the crease on the try as McAllister and Stearns have a little shoving match in front of Stiefel. Barhemsing over half. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. 9-4, favoring the U.S. after a very strong first half. Canada playing catch-up. Materi on the right side. He'll try and cut through the lane. Gets it knocked off his stick by Gone, who's going to go for a run with it. Down the left side. The U.S. at the top. Ryan cross to Gabois. Gabois down the middle. Fires it on Stiefel. Good stop from the Canadian goaltender. He's going to load up. Looking cross half. Weasel Fat picking it up instead on the left side. Maxwell Lister down the right to Dick. Dick will wait. Looks across the floor down the left side. McNally. McNally up to Wong. Over top of the net. Back down the floor. Or no. Hunt avoids the over and back. It'll roll back in. Shot clock called on Canada. Over half Chisholm. At the top, Terrazzano. Dick trying to push Sebastian over half as both Canada and the U.S.'s top offensive players going at it. Back down low, Terrazzano. Dick staying out there to defend down the left side. Hall at the top, fired on, turned away. McAllister feeling that one as it rockets off his foot. Hall at the top, shot clock violation on the U.S. Barhemsing and Sebastian. Now down the right side. McNally to Robichon. Up to the top, Balliston. He's going to push his way in, misses the stick of Materi as McNally gets the grab in the corner. 10 seconds behind the goal. Materi down low to McNally, walking in. He'll fire just wide of the net. Up at the top, 3 seconds to go. Robichon unloads Hagen, getting in front of it. Greg Ork to the top. Gabois up to Sebastian. To the corner. Stearns with it. Looking to the top. Sebastian. He'll fire. Stopped by Stiefel. Here comes Forrest the other way. Passing it to Hunt. About 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Hunt down the right side. Up to the top, Robichaud. Down the left, McNally. Off the boards. He'll catch it over to the top again, Robichaud. 8-second shot clock, McNally. Walking in, down the right. Dick, just wide. McNally can't get the catch. It'll go back down the floor. Robichaud will hold it at center as we will see a timeout called here. We'll head to a short break. The score is 9-4 with 5:32 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the gold medal game of the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. The U.S. getting ready to take it from the top. Gabois Sending it down the right. Terrazzano to Sebastian. Down the left side. With it, Pazinza. Barhemsing trying to hold on. Sebastian back to the top. To Terrazzano. Across the floor, missing the stick of Pazinza. Will go along the wall. Sebastian. Nearly stolen back. That'll get shot around the boards. Norris can't catch it. It'll roll right back down the floor. Canada's offense. Get the pick up. They'll head down the floor. Materi to Balliston. Over to Archer Hunt. McNally. Power play coming up for Canada here. We'll get a little 6-on-5. 10 seconds to go. McNally. Bounce shot. Off the boards. All the way around. Robachot on the catch. 8 seconds to go. 6-on-5. Cross the floor. They score! Materi all alone in the slot. Canada find a fifth. Not a whole lot that Beck Hagen could do about that one. Materi was left completely unmarked up at the top of the slot. It was a wide open net. Ryder Douglas in the draw here across from Baggio. Face off, picked up by Canada. Forrest trying to take it. It'll end up rolling around for a while. I believe over and back was the call on Canada there. Up at the top. Greg Orrick down the right. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Up at the top, Gabois. This is picked up by Forrest. Gabois. Bound by Douglas as he charges through. Ball knocked off his stick. Dick gets the steal from Sebastian. Canada gets their offense on the floor with 20 seconds on their shot clock. Up at the top, McNally. Outside Wong. 10 seconds. Screen, McNally. Back outside. Running out of clock, 5 seconds. That's going to be an illegal screen called on McNally. Canada shooting after. Ain't going to count. And back the other way. Down the floor. Dosher. Back along the wall with it. Hall up to Sebastian. Heading down the left side. Terrazzano. Bounce shot goes high and wide. Forrest goes down after the play here. Taking a whack. He's not too happy about it. Matisho to Materi, our most recent goal scorer for Canada. Up to the top, Hunt. Hunt waiting for some help over to Wong. On the left side, Robachon. Screen Materi. Robachon just wide. Hunt on the outside. Bounce shot won't go into the netting. Back over to Canada, I believe. A little bit of confusion there as they're going to end up saying that I believe that shot did hit the goal. McNally will take it for Canada on the outside. 25 seconds to go on their shot clock. Back outside, won by Schultz along the wall. Long pass over the top to Baggio. Baggio over to Gabois at the top. Down the left side he goes. Back up high, Greg Orrick to Gabois. Screen by Sebastian. Down the right side, Stearns. Goes down the lane, off the stick and wide. In the corner, 5 seconds, picked up by Canada. Maxwell Lister leveled by Norris. And it looks like we might have a penalty coming up. Norris heading to the box, and it looks like he'll be accompanied by Alex McAllister. Norris appears to be bleeding out of his nose here. Getting caught up high by McAllister. And it looks like they might be sending the trainer over, potentially, to check on him. Or not the trainer, just the referee with some bandages. Good enough. And the U.S. bench dancing to Why Can't We Be Friends? Might be a peace treaty in the middle of this gold medal game. They're still talking this one over. Wow. It looks like it'll be a 5-minute to Norris, 2 minutes to McAllister. As we'll get you the official calls on that one once we get there. So, assuming I have this right, we'll get 2 minutes of 4-on-4 and then 3 minutes of power play time for Canada. The calls are going to be illegal body contact to Norris, a major, with the call to McAllister not updated online quite yet.
Penalty to number 49, Alex McAllister. 2 minutes for a check from behind.
It's going to be a check from behind to McAllister. Dick on the right side. He's going to charge the lane. Goes high off the shoulder of Hagen. Kuzma back down the left side. He's got a lane. He's going to try and take it. Can't outrun the speedy attacker for Canada and Michael Dick. On the left side, Gilbois taking it down the left side. Gabois waiting up to Sebastian. Up at the top, Sebastian taking his sweet time, defended by Materi. Long shot, Greg Orick down the wall. In the corner. Foot at the top. Down the left side, Dash Robichon to McNally. Back up high once again. Dick with it. Down the right side. He's got a lane. He'll take it off the post. Canada denied by the iron. 1 minute to go. We've got a hand in the air. Canada heading back to the power play. McNally can't get it. Back outside, Dick. Fresh shot clock for Canada. Back behind the goal. Off the foot of McNally and wide. Back outside, Hunt. Over to Dick. McNally. Hunt down the lane. Takes it high. He scores! Canada back within 3. With 34 seconds left in the third quarter. .21 seconds left in the 4-on-4 period. 34 to go left in the third quarter. Infraction called on the U.S. Or no, it's going to be on Canada. We'll see the U.S. get it from half. Up at the top, Sebastian. He'll bounce this one over to Gabois on the left wall. Making his way in, screened by Sebastian. Across the floor, Terrazzano. Down the right side, Stearns. Cross to Sebastian. He's going to take it. Goes in on Stiefel. Can't beat him. He'll go wide. Terrazzano on the grab. Along the wall, 10-second shot clock for the U.S. Stearns to the top. Gabois. 4-on-4 is over. Canada's on the power play. 8 seconds to go. Along the wall. Picked up. Trying to get this one out of their zone. At the top, Gabois, 2 seconds. He's going to walk it to center. We've got one more quarter to go in the gold medal game. 9-6. Favoring the USA. We are going to get one hell of a fourth quarter here at the gold medal. We'll head to a short break before we get the final 15. You're watching the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We are a minute away from the fourth quarter here at the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Gold on the line. The U.S. up by 3. Canada needing to continue the comeback. The fans in Brooks have been loud all night long. Gold will be decided in just 15 minutes. McAllister and Tosher at the top in the draw. Let's get this thing back underway. Tosher at the top. Tries to split through Forrest and Maxwell Lister. Door shut on him. Greg Orick at the top. Down the right side, the U.S. setting up their offense. 15 seconds to work with. Stearns taking it from the top. Down the left side, Greg Orick. Stiefel sends him home. Matisho down the left side. On the left. Trying to set something up. At the top, McNally. Dick to the corner for Materi. Around the outside. 5 seconds. McNally scores! Canada back within 2. McAllister stepping in the draw across from Dozier. 14 minutes to go. We've got ourselves a ball game. The U.S. are in the penalty box. Assuming it's still for the major. They're trying to throw 2 minutes up on the board. Canada will stay on the power play for now. They've got it figured out. 2:07 up on the board. Canada needs to score here. Tosher taking it down the right to the corner. Heavy hit in the corner. The crowd getting loud for it. They like that one. Down low, Sebastian. On the outside, down the left, Sebastian. Has Gregoric on the far side, cutting his Gabois. Knocked off his stick, Matisho. Taking Sebastian into deep water, stopped by Stiefel. McAllister over the half line. Minute and a half gone here in the fourth and final quarter of the World Juniors. That shot by Dick turned away. Robichon in the corner. Back up to the top. McNally loads up, fires, goes wide. Stolen by Schultz. Back down low, Robichon fighting for the ball. Knocked loose by Gahn. The U.S. trying to head back down the floor. Silva. Schultz going at it with Robichon. Silva at the top. In the corner, Gabois. Down the left side, Pazinza. Left untouched, he can't hit the goal. Douglas down the left side. Up at the top, Douglas. Materi. Over to Dick. McNally at the top. 30 seconds on the power play. Hunt to Dick. They'll miss on the shot. Back to McNally, 10-second shot clock. Up to the top, Hunt. Down the right, Dick loads up. Materi. Cross to Dick again. Up at the top, 1 second shot clock. They'll miss on it. Wong gets one more. He'll miss. Back along the wall. Baggio. Kuzma trying to go down the right. The captain for the U.S. getting it across the half line. Terrazzano. Up to the top, Gregoric. 12 minutes to go. Sebastian down the left, turned away by Lott and McAllister. To the top, Sebastian scores. The U.S. go back up by 3. Tyler Sebastian getting it done the same way he has all World Junior long. He has been lights out from that spot. Douglas, cross from Tozer. Face off, going the U.S.'s way. 3 goals the difference here with just under 12 minutes to go. Norris down the left side, Gabois to the corner. Back up to the top. Down the right side, Norris. Norris defended and sent wide by Scrove. Up at the top, missing the net. They'll go back down the floor. Norris down the right side. Cross to Terrazzano. Gregoric misses on the shot. It'll go back down the floor, over and back on the U.S. Silva with it in the corner. Dick going down low to grab it. Dick walks his way to the top. 25 seconds on his shot clock. Cross the Wong on the left side. He'll wait. Spins his way through. Puts it on. Turned away by Hagen. Wong ain't done yet. He'll go to battle in the corner. McNally takes out the American defender. The U.S. will be heading to the power play here. Canada's top scorer will be spending at least 2 minutes in the box. Two minutes thrown on the board for McNally. The U.S. starting with it at the top. Hall down the left side. Canada needing to turn them away one more time. Stearns on the right side. Norris back up to the top. Hall. Sebastian on the screen. Hall misses on the shot. Maxwell Lister on the pickup. Going down the left side. Catches his stick out of the air. It'll go out of play It looks like the U.S. are getting it in the offensive zone. 2 balls on the floor. They've got that sorted now. Stearns down the right. Norris in the corner, up to Stearns. Shrinking the Canadian box. Back up to Sebastian. Gabois down the right, Stearns. Swapping spots, Sebastian. Fires, stopped. No, it's in. No, it's not. One ref says it's a goal. The other says no. No goal will be the call. Canada heading back the other way. Maxwell Lister at the top. Down the left side, Dash Robichaud. Robichaud across to Materi. Down the right side, Hunt. On the penalty kill. Exactly 10 minutes to go. Down the left side, Monroe. Swatted back into the corner. Here comes the power play of the U.S. 50 seconds left on it. Down the right side goes Schultz. He'll hand this one off. Sending it down across to Gabois. He'll hold up, waiting for the rest of his offense to join him. Sebastian at the top, down the left side he goes. Pazinza down low. Norris can't hold on. It'll land back with Stearns. Stearns running out of shot clock. Down across the floor, Pazinza. Here comes Sebastian. It'll go wide. Fresh shot clock for the U.S. Picked up by Canada. Forrest is going to go for a run with it. The captain for Canada has it at the top. Was looking at Dick, didn't hit him. Down the right side. Balliston spins off of 2 American defenders. The U.S. picking it up, going down the right side. That will do it for their power play. McNally leaves the penalty box. We're back at even strength. Gregoric on the left side. Terrazzano up at the top. Cross the floor. Trying to set something up here. Pazinza in front. Left alone. Stearns goes low. Stiefel shuts the door. Sending it down the left side. Maxwell Lister. He'll take it over the half line. He has a few options. He'll send it to McNally on the left side. Fresh out of the penalty box. McNally to the top. Dick down the right side. He's going in. Fires it off of Hagen. Landing back in the corner. Schultz fighting for it. Canada not giving up the zone easy. Tosher going back the other way. U.S. taking it over half. Tosher down the middle goes Norris. Gabois on the left side. Sebastian at the top. Off the screen. Gregoric on the left side. Evades Lott. Back to Sebastian again. Fires it on. Sprawling. He stops it. Stiefel keeps it out. Scrove on the left side. Taking it across. Handing it off. Robichaud. 7:30 to go. Shots 36-33 favoring the USA. On the right side, Dick. 10 seconds on his shot clock. Cross to Wong. Walks it in. He'll fire just wide right. Foot. Long shot as the shot clock expires as the U.S. head down the right side. Silva at the top. With it, Norris. On the left side. Going down the floor. Pazinza. Gabois. Taking a few whacks from Bar Hamsing. Back to Stearns. To the corner. Dropped by Norris. Norris looking for options. Tries to hit Stearns in front. Shot clock violation called on the U.S. Canada will get the pickup, but we'll have to wait to see what they do with it. We're going to get our final media timeout of the World Juniors here. 6:44 to go. The U.S. up by 3 with not a whole lot of time left in this fourth quarter. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. 6:44 remains in the gold medal. The U.S. up by 3, just needing to hold on. Canada needing to score 3 straight. Dick will get it in the offensive zone. What you got left in the tank? Dick on the right side, defended by Schultz. Down the left side, McNally. He'll have Wong down the middle. Monroe at the top. McNally, 20-second shot clock. Up to Monroe. Cutting across his Dick in front. Materi back behind the goal. He'll take it around. Dick wide open. Fires, stopped by Hagen. Dick rebounds there over top of the net as he gets taken out. Wong on the left side. Fresh shot clock for Canada. At the top, Monroe. Down the right side. Dick down the middle. Monroe goes for it. He scores! Or no. They're going to walk together. The refs, slow, haven't made the decision yet. The crowd's on their feet. They know what they want. McNally does too. What's the call? It's a goal. Materi back within 2. Picked up by Douglas. Canada wins the draw. Going down the right side. Forrest on the left. Getting the pickup at the half line. The captain for Canada. Down the left side, Scrove. Looking for options. About 10 seconds to go. Cross to Balliston. On the left, Robichaud takes a few whacks. Little over 5 minutes to go. Robichaud on the long shot. Stopped by Hagen. Hagen stopped 28 of 36 so far. On the outside, the U.S. setting up their offense. 15-second shot clock. Sebastian to the top. Down the left side, Gabois fires it on, blocked and turned away. The U.S. 5 seconds. Stearns stopped by Stiefel. Greg Orick, fresh shot clock for the U.S. as we enter the final 5 minutes of the 2026 World Juniors. Sebastian on the left side, waiting for a screen. Crossed the floor, missing the stick of Norris. Picked up by Canada. Matisho on the breakout. Maxwell Lister will get called on an illegal screen. The U.S. will get the ball at the half line. Down the right. 25 seconds. Gabois. Back to Stearns. In the corner. Cross to Gabois. Over top of the net. Back down the floor. 10 seconds to go. Greg Orick picking it up for the U.S. Down the right. 5 seconds. U.S. needs to fire. Norris. Or no, they reset the shot clock. Greg Orick now. Down the left to Sebastian. Stearns. The U.S. more than happy to take their sweet time here. They've got a 2-goal lead. They want to hold it. 10 seconds to go. Stearns cross to Sebastian. He'll get sent wide by Barhemsing. Sebastian turned back out. They'll just fire this one into the corner. Stiefel loading up. He's going to send a long pass down the floor. Off the glass, grabbed by the U.S. 3:40. Norris more than happy to take his time once again. 20-second shot clock. They're going to use it. Terrazzano on the right. Stearns. 15 to go. In the corner. He's taking a stroll to the corner. Back up to Terrazzano. Down low. Hall fakes the pass. Takes it in front. Off a defender. Back in front. Picked up by Canada. 3:12. Stiefel down the left side. Matisho on the right side. Wong at half. down the left. Here comes McNally. He'll set a screen for him. Wong to the top. Materi. Canada looking for a hero. Down the right, Hunt. Back up high, Materi again. Hunt. Screen. Fires. Picked up along the wall. Coming on to help, Parker Forrest. Dick on the right side. Fresh shot clock for Canada. 2:30 to go. Down the right, Michael Dick. Spins off, won't go for the dive. 20 seconds. Up high, Hunt. Down the left side, McNally. Screen set by Wong. He's defended by Schultz. He'll take it down the middle. Turned away. He'll take a step in the crease. The U.S. get it. 2:15 to go. Lob pass finds Tosher down the right side. On the outside. Here he comes. Charging the lane. Down the middle. Behind the back shot. Won't go. Scrove gets the pickup. Canada goes running the other way. .145. Scrove to Wong. Down the left side, McNally. Down the middle goes Robichaud. Down the right, they score! Canada back within one! 1:38 in the fourth quarter, and it ain't over yet! Who else? Connor Materi. Back-to-back goals for Canada. .138 on the game clock. Face-off won by the U.S. They'll take it down the left side. Baggio in the corner to the top. Gabois. They're going to calm things down. To the corner. Sebastian. Back on the outside. Sebastian to the top. Stearns down the right. Norris. He'll hold up. Cross the floor. Gabois will miss. Picked up by Canada. Or no. It's knocked off his stick. Here comes Matisho. 1 minute on the clock. Canada gets their offense out there. Matisho on the left side, working off a few screens. Robichaud. McNally. In front, stopped by Hagen. 40 seconds on the clock. To the outside, Kuzma. McNally and Dick go to battle. Ball's loose. Does Canada have it? Kuzma jumps on top of it. We'll get a whistle. Canada ball. Dick in front, Robichaud. No. They'll wave that one off. They're going to make sure that it's fair. They want a timeout. Canada's going to get it. 33 seconds to go. Canada needs one. They're going to call a timeout. They're going to draw it up. Canada needs to beat Hagen one more time. World Juniors gold on the line here in Brooks, Alberta. It's going to come down to the last play. The U.S. will huddle in their own zone. Canada coming up with what they need to do. Jared Kapner directing his offense. Canada will send out their best one more time. A full shot clock. Brooks, Alberta, on its feet. At the top, Michael Dick. Canada trying to force overtime in the gold medal of the World Juniors. McNally in the corner. Here we go. Back up to Dick at the top. will slow it down. Canada will get one more try. Dick. 20 seconds. Clock continuing to wind. 14, 13. Here we go. McNally at the top. Less than 10. Fires, blocked by the USA. Materi at the top. 3 seconds. Shot clock called on Canada. The US pick it up. Kuzma to the corner. The USA win World Junior Gold. And it came down to the final play. What a game. What a tournament. The U.S. go undefeated in the World Juniors. A dominant performance the whole way through. Canada took them to 1 goal in back-to-back games. What a performance from both teams. It has been an absolute pleasure. And out comes the flag. Hall. After the handshake line, to close out the gold medal game, we'll get the Loading Lacrosse Players of the Game, brought to you by SportSide, source for sports. Both teams will head to their respective restraining lines as we get ready for players of the game. And it looks like both teams might have gone to the wrong lines, as they will swap sides. Norris currently carrying the flag for the U.S., bloodied up after a very hard-fought battle. After players of the game, we'll get the announcing of the second team All-World and the first team All-World from players all throughout the tournament.
Players of the game presented by SportSide, source for sports. For Team Canada,
And I mean, who else was it going to be? Connor Materi taking player of the game for Canada. 4 points, 3 goals to his name in the gold medal. What a performance from him.
And for Team USA, we have number 88, Dominic Terrazzano.
Terrazzano getting it for the USA. Terrific tournament for him. 4 points as well. 2 goals, 2 assists. Coming up clutch in the gold. And now,
direct your attention down to the Zamboni entrance. Sorry, Chris. Here are your second team all-world stars. From Canada, goaltender Dana Stifel.
Stifel being awarded second team all-world.
From Team Poland, defender Koda Tran.
Koda Tran from Poland, second team all-world.
From Team Haudenosaunee, defender Carson Isnana.
Carson Isnana will get it.
Transition, Chase Richardson. From Australia, forward Luca Dillon. And from Haudenosaunee, forward Hunter McCammond.
We'll get ready for the first team all-world.
Beck Hagen.
Beck Hagen getting the call as the best goaltender of the World Juniors.
From Canada, defender Carter Foote.
Carter Foote getting it for Canada. He had a big impact in this gold medal game.
Defender Maverick Schultz.
Maverick Schultz getting it from the U.S.
From the USA, transition Braden Kuzma.
The captain for the U.S. getting first team all-world.
From USA, forward Tyler Sebastian.
No surprise there. Tyler Sebastian, a dominant World Juniors the whole way through.
And from Canada, forward Brandon McNally.
And that's no surprise either. Brandon McNally coming up to join him. And now we'll see all the all-world players meeting at center for one photo. 3 Canada, 4 from the U.S., 2 from Poland, 1 from Australia, and 1 from Haudenosaunee.
I'd now like to direct your attention down to the Zamboni entrance. The IIJL is honored to have Corporal Sharon McCready and Corporal Curtis Harris here from the Brooks RCMP Detachment to carry the trophy to the center floor.
And out comes the World Junior Cup.
We'd now like to present Team Canada with the silver medal. Head up, boys.
And leading them down the line for the awarding of the silver medal, Dane Stiefel.
Now your gold medal winners, Team USA.
Now will the captain of the United States please go up and receive the IIJL championship trophy. Now, please rise if you are able, remove your hats, and join us in the playing of the United States National Anthem.
All right, that will officially do it for us here at the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Thank you so much for joining us all tournament long. It really has been an absolute honor to be a part of it. I've been Simon Chaskovsky. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to have yourself a good night.